Nice to have you with us this morning, broadcasting from the Midland Country Club, home of this year's Dow Championship, the seventh time the LPGA team event comes to Midland. And with me this morning, a guy I met last year, works for Outlier, which is the company that manages the tournament for Dow. He spent 15 years or more with the Golf Channel in public relations, has done NBC stuff, and he is currently Vice President of Public Relations for Outlier, and he has this infectious smile.
Thank you, Art. Appreciate that.
He is Jeremy Friedman.
Thank
Jeremy,
you.
good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you too. Glad you're here. I love the.
I'm glad I'm anywhere at 83.
Yep. I love. We have the best seat in the house, and we have the best view currently. We are currently overlooking the 18th green, seeing players practice and checking out the greens and getting ready for play this week.
Yeah, we should explain to everybody. We're upstairs in what's called the Chemistry Club here at the Country Club. And this is the part that's reserved for Dow employees.
Correct.
Normally.
Correct.
They open it up to the media for the tournament.
Yep.
And we are in one of the suites looking out over the 18th.
Couldn't
be a better place to sit.
100%. It is a great perch, and we are super appreciative to Dow for letting us use their space this week for the media center and for all the media interviews this week.
So let's talk for a minute before we get into the nitty-gritty of the tournament and
Yep.
some of the players. Talk about Outlier, what it is and what it does.
Outlier is we're a sports and entertainment marketing agency. We are as you mentioned at the top, we manage the Dow Championship, so we're the tournament operator for the Dow Championship. We manage 7 events on the LPGA Tour. We also manage a PGA Tour Champions event at the beginning of the year. We also help oversee sponsorship consulting for a lot of big programs on the LPGA Tour and the PGA Tour. So we have offices all over the country, including a fantastic office here in Midland, Michigan.
People should understand they're here year round.
Correct. Yes, we have a full-time team. So Wendy Trashin, who's a tournament director, she oversees.
A wonderful woman.
She's amazing.
Because we all knew her because she's from around here.
Yep. Yep. She's amazing.
Perfect addition.
Yep. Totally agree. She oversees the office here and the team here, which is a tremendous team here.
And by default, she's tournament director.
Yes, correct. Yep, she's tournament director for this event, and like I said, we have 12 or 13 offices all over the country. So during tournament weeks, we upstaff, and here we have, I don't know, I'd say like 30 some odd full-time staffers that are here from all of our different offices that kind of all come together and help run this event, from everything from me from the media side to volunteers to operations to social to media to to special events, because as you know, we have a lot of special events here this week. So it's Wendy's got this. She runs such a good ship here, and it's such a well-oiled machine, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
You got to deal with the media. That's like herding cattle.
Kind of like what we said, because I was at Golf Channel and NBC for 15 years, so I'm a longtime member of the media. So one of my priorities here at this event is in helping to manage the media center is basically taking care of my people, making sure that the media have everything that they need. Art, making sure that you have everything that you need to be able to do
does a good job
to be able to do your show properly throughout the week.
All right, so this tournament has always been able to attract a few of the really big names.
Yep.
But this year, Julie Inkster. How did that happen? I mean, I was surprised because I thought she had retired.
So her last LPGA event that she played in was at the Standard Portland Classic in 2025. She missed the cut by 1. She almost became the oldest LPGA pro on the LPGA Tour to make the cut. She just missed it by 1. She is de facto retired, but she she used kind of like her. It's a Hall of Fame exemption because since she's a World Golf Hall of Famer.
She's come here to make the cut.
Yeah. She totally is. So she's playing with Angel Yin. She and Angel have a tremendous relationship. They're going to be doing a news conference, kind of talking a little bit more about this week. So when Julie was Solheim Cup captain in 2017, she picked Angel as her captain's pick. This is when Angel was just starting on the LPGA Tour. And I think Julie saw something. Julie has known Angel for a long time. She saw something in her. She saw the fire in her eyes and the desire and all that.
Passion.
And the passion, 100%. And she was tremendous that year. She has kind of taken Angel under her wing over the years as kind of like a mentor and mentee. And so this year, as the tournament was progressing, so how it works is it's a 144 player field, right? So 72 players are the top 72 players based on priority rankings and such on the LPGA. They're eligible. They pick their partner. So Angel wanted Julie to play. So
that's where it came from. Oh.
Correct. So it might have taken a little, it might have taken, a couple of just convincing discussions. But
Julie's exempt. I mean, she can play anytime she wants.
100%. Yeah. Yep. And this week it's like I said, it's kind of like a Hall of Fame exemption. So she was exempt to play. So it was when she agreed and accepted, and it's going to be cool to see them two doing their press conference this week. And I think for the fans here, because Julie is, everybody knows Julie Inkster, right? I mean, she's a legend on the LPGA Tour, and we're just super excited that she's here this week.
Yeah, we've had some others in the Annika Sorenstam.
Yep. She played
big names.
Yep. So Annika played with Madeline Sackstrom a few years ago, and so that was kind of the same thing that Madeline asked Annika, who they're both from Sweden. Annika has known Madeline since she was young in her junior golf days. So that was another kind of mentor-mentee type of relationship. And because this is a team event, it's especially for something like a team like Julie and Angel, it's going to be a really cool dynamic just seeing a mentor and mentee play with each other during the week.
All we got to do now is find someone that talks Suzanne Petterson into getting the clubs again.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Maybe 1 year. We keep trying.
Count on it. I've spent a lot of time talking to Suzanne. I don't see that happening.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Let's say that.
Because I probably would have said that about Julie a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back. Jeremy Friedman with us, Vice President of Public Relations for Outlier. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show.
Ready to update your home and save?
Hi, we're back with you. We're talking to Jeremy Friedman. He is the Vice President of Public Relations for Outlier, the sports management company that runs the Dow Championship here at the Midland Country Club. The LPGA as an institution, it seems to me, and this is just an observer, casual observer, it seems to be getting stronger and stronger and growing. Am I misreading that, or is that what's happening?
That is totally what's happening. I think you can, in a larger scope, probably like the past 5 years, just the growth in women's sports in general, right? It's in like WNBA, right? The people call it the Caitlin Clark effect, right? So, and the LPGA Tour has certainly 100% been a part of that. I think with this year and coming off of last week, so with Nelly Korda winning the U.S. Women's Open, they have the LPGA. I mean,
that's her fourth this year.
Her fourth this year. Yep. So she is on a tear this year, and the LPGA.
Last.
Yeah, and last, and so she and the LPGA Tour is capitalizing on that. I think the big thing with the LPGA Tour and women's sports in general is there's more eyeballs on it. More sponsors are gravitating to women's sports because they see the potential in it. And I think here, which you see, because you're announcing on the first tee, you see all these families with little kids and little girls that are here, right? And on 18, like down here in the Autograph Alley area, when players are finished, you see all the players. It doesn't matter if they shoot great or if they shoot lousy. They will stay down there and shoot and sign every golf ball, every pin flag, everything for those little girls, because all the players out here, they were that little girl, right? And it's kind of like a pay it forward thing. And I think the LPGA Tour as an organization, so they have a new commissioner in Craig Kessler, and he's doing an amazing job. I've known Craig for a long time. He's listening to the players, and he's listening to all the different organizations, and he is ready to continue to take the LPGA Tour to the next level.
Well, yeah, and you can tell by the crowds here, it increases every year. You see
it totally
more
does.
and more people. They add stands. They do different things.
Yep.
And since you've been to a lot of these tournaments, how does this club and this tournament stack up against the rest?
Oh, top of the heap, 100%. The LPGA Tour, when it travels the country, so it goes to big markets, it goes to mid markets, and then smaller markets. This is technically it's the smallest market on the LPGA Tour,
Probably the
right?
shortest course too.
But it's the thing that the players love, and like what they love. As an example, here in Midland, Michigan, it's almost like the city. The entire city comes to this tournament, right?
Yeah.
They love seeing on the first hole, or on the first hole on Thursday, fans lined up and down number one tee, right? When you're bigger markets, and you're one of several initiatives or several sports, right? Events that are happening, versus when you're here, this is the only thing and the biggest thing in town. And there are so many there's so many great community initiatives that the Dow Championship does to kind of give back to the community. There's so many different as spectators walk the course, there's so many of those that are around here.
With that red diamond.
100%.
It's got those three initials on it.
DOW, yes, 100%. And it starts there, and it goes down, and it's a domino effect, because that's Dow's big vision
That's
too.
who they are.
That's who they are. Yep.
And it starts at the top, works its way down.
100%.
And if you live around here, you know just how much they contribute to the community.
Yep.
For years they did it silently, but in more recent times, maybe the last 20 years, they're more forefront now.
Yep.
Their name is on the Dow Center in Saginaw. They do things like that.
Yep.
And then it's an amazing organization.
Yep, I totally agree, and I think as the fans and the families come out, I mean, even when they arrive, when they first arrive and go to admissions, I mean, they see how big this is, right? They see it, like, because we have so many we have just hundreds of volunteers here this week, right? And LPGA Tour events can't run without the volunteers. That's the first thing that fans see. There's a volunteer headquarters that's right there next to the tee box, right? And it's kind of one of our, from a tournament, it's our way of kind of it's almost like their own hospitality venue, right? But they're all, they're working from sun up to sundown on so many different initiatives this week, and that's another big part of this community, is that there's so many volunteers that are just love coming to support this event in any type of capacity to give back to the event.
Takes 1,200.
1,200, which is
a big number.
Yep.
big number.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk for a minute about the life of a player on tour.
Okay.
What's that like, not for the Julie Inksters, but for the middle-of-the-road players?
Sure.
What's life like on a tour for them?
So I think, and this is going back to with the LPGA Tour trying to elevate not only the tours but to give back to the players. So I would say the majority of the players out here on the LPGA Tour, they played college golf, the majority of them, right? And with me being formerly at Golf Channel, that's one thing that Golf Channel has kind of done over the past 10 years or so, is elevate the NCAA championships and have the NCAA championships on television, college golf on television. So it introduces the players out here to life on having TV cameras on you. When you graduate from college and go to the pros, so it's, what they do is they go through, there's different kind of ways to get to the LPGA Tour now, but most of it is through, it's called the LPGAQ series in December, and it's 3 stages. If you're qualified to get your LPGA Tour card, you have status for the following year, and you have certain status. It is up to
Otherwise the Epson Tour.
Yeah. And then there's also other mini tours. There's like the Cactus Tour that's out in Arizona. So there's your mini tours. There's also the Ladies European Tour that a lot of players play on. But the LPGA Tour is where you want to be, right? For players, so we'll say the middle of the road players, right? It's for them, they have to get used to life on the road, right? And when they're in college, they're all with their teams, right? So when you get to the LPGA Tour, it now becomes an individual sport. So in this day and age, there are the good thing with the majority of the players, like they'll get partnered up with an agent who will take care of them, right? And they'll have a swing coach, and they'll have a physio, and they'll have a team, right? That'll help support them. And that's another big thing that the LPGA Tour is really doing. They'll have at the beginning of the year, they'll have rookie meetings. We did this outlier at one of our other events where we had a rookie meeting because since we run so many LPGA events, it's here's some of the things that you can expect at a typical.
Costs money.
Correct. Yeah, it's hotels, it's flights, it's rental cars. In the era of NIL, that's kind of helped offset a little bit, but for a lot of the players, that's a struggle. A lot of tournaments are, it's a few things a lot of tournaments are doing. Like for here, for example, it's a $3.3 million purse. It's one of the largest on the LPGA Tour. That has kind of been a trendsetter for a lot of other tournaments, is to, one, increase the tournament purses. And then there's been some other initiatives that other tournaments are doing as far as like taking care of hotel, the hotel accommodations during tournament week. There's a stipend on a handful of events where it's, if you miss the cut, the LPGA will give you a stipend just to make sure you get some money, right? So you can cover your expenses. Yeah. So those steps are improving for an LPGA player side. I think the good thing with the LPGA players, the rookies and the players that are coming out here, you have all of these players out here who have been there, and they will take them under their wing, especially like a lot of the players who graduate from certain colleges, like Duke or Stanford or the golf colleges, right? If they have players that before them that graduated in golf colleges, they can kind of lean on them too, and that's a big thing out here. It's kind of the mentor-mentee initiative with LPGA Tour players. It can be a challenge, but this is, for all these players out here, at some point during either junior golf or college, they decided, this is my dream. This is where I want to be. I'm going to do everything I can to achieve my dream to becoming a player on the LPGA Tour.
Not easy.
Not easy.
No, not easy on the PGA Tour either.
Correct. Correct.
NIL has been good. What I don't like is the portal. It's destroyed loyalty. Totally, completely.
Yeah. Oh, in college football, it's I went to University of Georgia, I think we all have our own thoughts on the on the NIL and the transfer portal and all that. So we were also in an era where you didn't have any of that, and when you had a coach that would go into the living room and recruit that high school junior, You're going to come you're going to come to my program. I'm going to be your de facto second father. I'm going to coach you along for the next 4 years. I'm not only going to have you I'm not only going to groom you on the football field, I'm going to groom you off the football field, so be ready for life, right?
Yeah. Now it's how much.
Yeah, it is.
And, I've always said, and I said this before the NIL, particularly the top 25 Division Ones, we're making a fortune off the backs of these kids. And I could see where these youngsters deserve money because they're providing it to the university.
Sure.
But the transfer portal destroyed that. As far as I'm concerned, that portal is a disaster.
Yeah, they'll keep updating it. They'll keep refining
maybe.
it. They'll.
One good thing came out of it, which is interesting. We have an Ontario Hockey League team here.
Okay.
Saginaw Spirit. OHL players were banned from playing in American colleges because they're considered to be professionals. They could go to Canada and play, but couldn't play here. When the NIL and the portal came along, the NCAA lifted the ban, so our kids can now commit to American universities when their careers are done in the OHL.
Yep, got it. It's interesting and it's fascinating.
And scary.
True.
Jeremy, my friend,
Art, thank you.
it's a great pleasure chatting with you always. I look forward to
You
it.
too. And
Plan on it next year.
Yep, and look forward to seeing you announce all these fantastic players on the first tee later this week.
In that folder over there is the LPGA pronunciation guide.
Yep, correct. Yes. Happy to help with any of those pronunciations as needed.
Jeremy Friedman, Vice President of Public Relations for Outlier, the company that manages this and other LPGA tours. Thanks for being with us.
Art, thank you for being here.
We'll be back in just a moment with another guest.
Summer is on its way.
And we're back with you at the Midland Country Club, home of this year's Dow Championship, seventh time. And with us is the head of global sports marketing for Dow. We say good morning to Carlos Padilla.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carlos.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Pleasure to be here.
So Dow has been involved in sports forever. Why?
Oh man, I think it goes back over 70 years now. I think we our first time we got involved in sports was obviously with one of our materials being used in an Indy 500 car, and it really gave us, I think, the first opportunity to realize, maybe learned on our own, that sports provides us a great platform to be able to showcase best-in-class technologies and materials science. It also gives us a great platform to bring out our biggest and best customers, right, to show them that. As we always say, we have the world's best engineers in the lab, but there's no better place to test the limits of science outside the lab than in the competition of sport and pushing the extremes of these materials, right? So it makes a lot of sense for us. Hopefully that describes it in a pretty easy way for people to understand, but it's a great platform for us, and obviously we're putting it all together here with the LPGA this week.
How many different sports? I know you're involved in Formula E.
Yeah.
We talked about that before we went on, which has really come into its own, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Formula One cars, but they're all electric.
That's right. Yeah, I think it depends on how you look at it, right? So if you look at it from a sports sponsorships and partnership perspective, we're involved in probably about 5 or 6 different sports, right? Obviously, golf is a really, really big one for us. If you look at our products specifically, right, take the sports partnerships out, but where are our products integrated within sport? Everywhere, right? You look at in football, right, the safety padding in the helmets and in the jerseys and the materials and the moisture wicking and things of that nature. You look at track and field, right, and what takes place at you see at the Olympics, or you look at AstroTurf, right, with fields all over the place, whether it be baseball, football, different applications there. But again, yes, it's great. We have obviously our Women's Tennis Association event that we have here with the Dow Tennis Classic. We have NASCAR. We raced this past week over in Brooklyn, Michigan, not too far away. We obviously sponsor the Loons here in town, obviously the Saginaw Spirit, and on. And the PGA Tour, the LPGA, and like you said, Formula E, which gives us a great global platform as well.
So where does this event fit into the picture?
I would say that this is strategically our best and largest and most impactful partnership that we have, right? When you look back at go to our website, or you just, listen to, I know you had Jim on a little bit earlier, and you listen to the company strategy, right? When you go back to your original question, why? When you look across the pillars of what we really stand for at Dow around innovation, inclusion, sustainability, employee experience, we really hit on all of those things here, right? We have our amazing STEM center. We showcase our technologies. We bring all of our employees out here with their families. It's our largest global customer platform we have in the entire company, with all of them coming to town. Our suppliers are here. It really hits on all the core strategies of who we are. So this one works the best across the board, but all of our partnerships have a strategic alignment within the organization. But this is our largest.
And you mentioned the suppliers. You get a lot of them in here.
Yeah, that's a fairly new one for us. We launched a supplier program. We called it a soft launch 2 years ago. Last year was what we will call our first year full launch. And this year we'll have about 200 different suppliers from all over the world in town.
And tomorrow is Pro-Am Day for them.
That's right.
Will you be playing?
I will not, unfortunately. It's funny. I always get a little bit of a hard time when people ask me about my golf game. It's not, by far, it's not the best. But what I will tell you is, I worked in college football for over 10 years. I never played quarterback. Right, so I'd like to consider myself a sports business professional and fan of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and that's where you'll find me.
You didn't get any NIL money either, huh?
No, a little too old for that, unfortunately.
I was just talking to Jeremy Friedman about that, the NIL, and I told him, I said, for years and years I thought the players, particularly top 25 Division I's, were making a fortune on the backs of these players. They deserve something. So I was not against the NIL. I am vehemently against the transfer portal. Vehemently. It's destroyed loyalty. And I just, all of a sudden we've gone from the pendulum over here where they're full amateurs to over here they're full professionals now, and we lost something in between.
Yeah, I completely agree. Listen, I ran college bowl games for the better part of 10 years, and just over 9 years, and got to know a lot of the players over those years. Got to know a lot of the coaches when they were at smaller schools, went on to play at bigger schools, and was intimately involved. Went to conference meetings every single year, and got a good chance to really get intimate into that sport, and really came up in it. Candidly, first half of my career was all in college athletics, and it's unfortunate to see. I have my personal opinion on it is you just had a lot of people kicking the can, and typically when that happens, the pendulum swings in one direction, and at some point it's going to snap. And I think what we've seen over the last couple years, and certainly after what happened yesterday with Sorsby down at Texas Tech, you've seen it completely snap and fly into the complete opposite direction with no control. And that happens. And that's a lack of accountability from some leadership, I think. And hopefully we can bring it back towards the middle.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break on that and come back. We're talking to Carlos Padilla. He is the head of global sports for Dow. We'll have more ahead after these notes.
Spring is here.
Hi, we're back with you in studio with me, Carlos Padilla. He heads up the global sports operations for Dow. What's your favorite sport?
I'm like I said,
where you're sitting now. What's your favorite?
That's right. Listen. My biggest thing I'm a fan of, as I previously mentioned, is just the business of sports. I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by the evolution of it and how fast it changes, and sponsorships and deals and rights fees and IP and all the fun stuff behind it. And absolutely,
all the stuff the public never.
It's true.
The only thing we hear about is if some player gets billions of dollars in contracts. You hear about that.
Sure.
Live tournament. We heard about that.
Sure.
But the sports is a business.
It is.
And it is a complicated business.
It's a very complicated business, and I find it absolutely fascinating. As a fan, I'm probably a college football, college sports fan. I like the UFC as well. Combat sports are fun to me. Sometimes when you work as close in sports as I do, sometimes it becomes a little bit too much of a business, and you can't quite enjoy it as much as you'd like. So I try to find the ones that are a little nichey for me. But I will say one of the best parts about working in sports business and here with the Dow Championship and the LPGA is you get a chance to meet the athletes, get a chance to meet the people behind the scenes, and you really start to build a great relationship with them, and you start to root for them because of the people that they are.
Yep.
And that's one part I think that I did not realize when I got into it I'd be able to be a part of.
I've been asked, and I've been the first tee announcer since day one of this tournament, what my favorite part of it is. and I have said consistently, it's meeting these young women and how friendly they are, but how professional they are at the same time. And then to stand there and watch this little 5'6" young lady whack the ball 280, and I go, oh, geez.
Incredible.
Incredible. The passion they have for the game, the diligence to practice is amazing.
It truly is. It truly is. I mean, these athletes out here, first off, they're the world's best athletes, right, in the planet, here in Midland, Michigan, in the best time of the year. And they are. I mean, they're disciplined, they're regimented, but they're also just great people. You know? And you don't get that in every sport. You get a lot of discipline in a lot of sports. You get a lot of regiment. You get a lot of competition. You get a lot of passion, and sometimes you get the opposite side of the good the good personality, right? Because people are so focused. These athletes are just incredible all the way around.
I mean, out of 144, I can think of 2 that I thought were standoffish, and I said that to somebody else. They said, "Oh yeah, she's always like that. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
And they were the older ones too. They weren't the younger ones.
Sure.
You know? It's just it's an amazing, almost family of these young women. I mean, they all seem to get along. They're competitive, but they all seem to get along.
Well, it's I talk about this often. Like when you look at these touring sports, right, where the whole sport is together every week at the same place. NASCAR's like that. Professional bull riding is like that, right? The men's golf game is like that. The women's golf game is like that. It's much different than like the NFL, where if you're if you're an athlete and you played college with another athlete, you might see each other once a year, right? This is truly a community. They're together all year round.
Another sport like that is bowling.
That's right.
We have a professional bowler in Saginaw, Tommy Smallwood,
Yeah.
and his wife works at the radio station, and he's amazing. But yet he's in that fraternity,
Sure.
That PBA.
That's right. Well, you see what happened, with the unfortunate accident and the death of Kyle Busch in NASCAR a few weeks ago.
They all came together.
And just amazing how that community completely came together. He half the fans loved him, half the fans didn't. Half the drivers loved him, half the drivers didn't. But when it came time to rally, they realized that competition's one thing, but people are another, and they all rallied together.
Well, Carlos, look, thanks for taking some time to be
Thank
with
you.
us this morning, and thanks for doing the phenomenal job you do to bring this tournament here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for all you do, Art. It's a pleasure.
Carlos Padilla, head of global sports management for Dow. We'll take our last break, come back and tell you what's ahead on Focus.
In today's conversation,
For the Art Lewis Show today, coming up on Focus, we're going to focus on the Carlton Public Schools. All of that is ahead following the news from CBS and the local report.
Broadcasting from the storm.